we truly need people to be more educated, to vote by policy rather than feelings and emotion, because that's where this country is going down the tubes, by voting by emotion.
Because you have to watch what you say, and it's a shame. But hey, you don't have to worry about that now. You're not that big, that's how it is.
Wow. What a low blow.
He's gonna blow up after this one.
Today?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, we're going to start off with...
All right, we are live on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. In case you're wondering why neither of us are in our studios, it's because it is a beautiful day out. It is sunny. The sun is bright, which means baseball has started. And Brandon, last night you went to the Philly Met game. Did you leave early?
Well, we left in the ninth inning when the Mets threw their 4-0 lead to the Phillies, and they eventually won the game 5-4, which was a great game. It was actually a really fun game to go at. Good crowd, good everything. Fans were really into it. It was really good to be there last night.
Yeah. So do you think the Mets are going to have the same issues with their bullpen?
Well, I really don't think so, but it's going to come down to, how well, these guys, it's going to be they got to learn, they're going to have to learn to deal with, because a lot of teams are tough this year. This is not going to be an easy year because a lot of teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals have just gotten extremely good.
And to bring back Albert, it's like 2006 all over again.
It's going to be a very fun season, but it's not going to be an easy season. So that means they're going to have to learn to deal with. They're going to have to work around these guys. They're going to have to learn to because Diaz is not around right now, right? He's on bereavement,
something like that.
So I mean, hopefully when he comes back, and everybody knows Edwin Diaz has had a rough stint with the Mets. He's blown leads and stuff. But hopefully this is with Buck Showalter as the new manager, they learn to. Hopefully, because Buck makes everyone play well. Buck makes everyone play as hard as they can. Hopefully, the bullpen will do better than ever this year.
Yeah, stay consistent.
Stay consistent, and they'll be fine. As long as they get to the playoffs, they're going to be good.
Because I think that's going to be a hard division. I think you're still going to have Atlanta there. But I think Philly could be one of those teams that wins the NL East this year if it's not the Mets or Atlanta.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, especially if you're a Yankee fan, you want to see the Phillies win the division because, you have Joe Girardi managing there. You got your old boy Didi Gregorius.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And, if you're a Yankee fan, you definitely, you want to see the Phillies win the division for sure because, Joe Girardi was with the team for many years. And, you support Joe and hope that they do well. And they came out with a good win last night, which gives them confidence going forward. I really do think this Philly team has a lot of, potential. They got a great fan base. I mean, every team in Philly's got a great fan base, whether it's the Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, and the Phillies. They have a great fan base. So I think between that and the players they have and, Joe Girardi, I think they got a great road ahead for them. I really do. I don't think there's anything negative about that.
And the thing with this team is I think they are complete in that lineup. They got Schwarber, they got Castellanos, they got Harper, Realmuto, Hoskins. This lineup isn't incomplete like it was in prior years within this Philadelphia Phillies team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, listen, we all knew the Chase Utley, Brian Howard, Jimmy Rollins years were great. But this is a new era now. This is going to be a great era for the Phillies. Um, and you saw John's post with Harper's overrated. I agree with him in some cases, but Harper is a great hitter. He is a great hitter, but he's not the
Yeah.
best. He's not the best fielder. He's not the best base runner. So yeah, I think he needs to work on that a little bit. I think if he could work on that a little bit, he'll be a really good player. I think he'll be an excellent player if he could work on base running a little bit and be more of a consistent hitter, not just a home run hitter. If he could get more singles, doubles, and everything. He's just and he does strike out a lot, so he's got to work on
for
not
sure.
striking out as much.
A
And
lot
that's
of
what-
guys,
that's
a
what-
lot
that's
of guys
what-
seem to do that too lately.
Oh yeah, especially Aaron Judge and Stanton. They strike out a lot. They really do. And it's been in his last year. This was the same situation that happened last year. They would strike out most of it. It's either they hit a home run or a big double, or they strike out. It is what it is. That's sluggers. That's what they do. Is they strike out.
So we're gonna still talk the Phillies. So do you think they have the bats? You think during the deadline or even now they go out and try to acquire another starting pitcher?
Well, it depends. It depends. I think they do need another pitcher. Question: I don't know who. But they definitely need. They should try to get somebody. I mean, I like Aaron Nola. I think he's very good. I like the guys they have on that the rotation, but I think they are missing somebody. I think they need one more guy that could really be a top. Who could come in and give you like 6-7
Yeah, for
strikeouts
sure.
a game.
Especially for a 7-game series, you need at least 3 guys. I mean, look at your 2009 Yankees, where you were a 3-man rotation in the playoffs. You had CC, you had Burnett when he was in his prime, and then you had Andy Pettitte.
You're talking about the 2009 Yankees, right?
Yeah, the 2009
Yeah.
Yankees.
That was a great, and it's a little different. Yeah, that was a great rotation, but it's a little different now because a lot of these pitchers can throw 99, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
That's the thing. And, with Pettit, who was one of the greatest pitchers in Yankee history, they couldn't pitch 99, 100 miles an hour. Their top fastball would be like 94, 95. Now it's 100, 99, maybe as much as 102 miles an hour. Like DeGrom could pitch 100, 101 now. It's like,
yeah. Well, look at DeGrom now. He's always hurt. He can't stay healthy, and that's the key with these pitchers these days. Is that they're gonna throw the ball hard, but their injuries are gonna go up a lot more. It's more of a risk now for these pitchers who throw 100.
Yeah, and players have been injured more than ever lately. I mean, a lot of people have been getting injured, and that's just the way baseball is. Because when the faster you throw, the more of a chance you have to tear your muscles and strain your ligaments. So that's just the way it is in baseball now.
Yeah, so I want to get to my Rays. I don't think we have the pitching staff to go on a run this year. I think we're going to be a decent 95-win team because I love the offense. I love having Wanda, be low. Now Josh Lowe's up. You got Kiermaier. So being in the division with the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, who I think could probably run away with this division, how important is it for Tampa to have consistent pitching?
Oh, it's going to be, and for any team in the American League East, it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very important to have a great pitching rotation, because the Toronto Blue Jays have just exploded. I mean, they just really became a great team. So, every team in the AL East is going to be tough because
Except for Baltimore.
Yeah, and I really, Baltimore has got a lot of work to do, but still, they got some power hitters on that team.
Yeah, they do.
Well, not as much, but every team in the AL East has got to be careful because a lot of these hitters are home run hitters, especially the Blue Jays with Guerrero, Springer, with the Rays, you got Bichette. With the Rays, you got,
Rosarena,
you got
Lau, Kiermaier.
You got all those guys in the Yankees. You got the powerhouse and Judge, Stanton, and you got Donaldson now. So you got to be very careful. The pitching is going to be important because these hitters will take advantage of you and go for like 45 home runs this year for each for these players. So it's important that the pitchers have to have consistency, and it's important that you have a solid 5-man rotation that can stay healthy too, not just one or two guys that stay healthy the whole year. You need 5 guys that could possibly stay healthy the whole year because the season goes by very fast, Doug. The season goes by very fast. Before you know it, it's going to be October. And
Mm-hmm.
before you know it, you could be in the playoffs or eliminated from playoff contention by end of August or early September. So you got to be very careful and have a good, healthy pitching rotation.
All right, so there's been a lot of rumors going on that you know about. So I want to clear that. Aaron Judge, the rumor is that he rejected a contract extension. I believe it was for 7 or 8 years. Is he going to be a New York Yankee beyond 2022?
100%. There's just no. I just cannot see him leaving the Yankees at all. You know, he knows, and Aaron Judge knows he's a fan favorite in New York. Everybody knows that. You, me, everybody. We all know that he's a fan favorite in New York. I just don't think he wanted to sign an extension yet because the season barely started. I think once we get 50 games in, 60 games into the season, I think then he'll really want to maybe consider signing an extension with the Yankees. Plus, he wants to see how the team does in the playoffs. If they get to the playoffs and maybe they go to the American League Championship Series, I think maybe there's a 100% chance he's coming back to the Yankees. But I think either way, whether the Yankees miss the playoffs or not, he's definitely coming back because he knows he's a fan favorite. He's the new face of the franchise.
Yeah.
He's a home. He takes advantage of home runs in that stadium. I mean, if he leaves, I mean, listen, he could do what he wants because he's a grown man. He could do what he wants. It's his life. But he knows if he leaves, everybody's going to get upset, and they're going to be very upset, and they're not going to be confident in the future. So they want him in that lineup. They gives him. They could get 40 home runs a year out of him, easily. I mean, he's so strong. He could easily hit a home run to left field. I mean, so I think him in that lineup is going to be very important for the next 5-10 years. And he's got to stay healthy too. He has been injury prone. He has got many injuries. So he's got to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he's going to be in terrific standings with the Yankees. I mean, he already is, but he's going to be even in better standings.
So what do you think needs to go the Yankees' way in order for them to win a division, win a playoff series, and, try and get, a ring on their finger?
2 things, Doug. Stay healthy and have a consistent bullpen. It's very important that you don't blow the lead with 7 in the 7th inning, 8th inning, or even the 9th inning. You need to have a good 3-man setup rotation at the end of the game. You're up 2-1 against the Red Sox in the 7th inning. 7th inning, you want, and I like this guy, Clay Holmes. He's pretty good too. But you got to have a guy like Chad Green come in, shed out the inning. Then you have your 8th inning guy come in. You could have, depending on how the game is, you could bring Chapman in the 8th inning. You could bring
Britton.
You could bring Britton in. But you have to have those 3 guys, Chad Green, Britton, and Chapman, close you out when you need it. And you need to score. You need to get a good amount of runs in as insurance. But you also need to, hope that, Chapman doesn't come in and blow the game because he's done that in the last few years. But he's doing a good job at holding the leads. So if he could do that for the whole season, we're going to be, I think, I hate to say this, I think we're going to be division champs.
We'll see.
We'll see about that. But I'm not going to lie. You're right. It's going to be a very good AL. It's going to be a tough AL East battle with every team this year. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy for any team. Even the Orioles, I think they're going to win a good amount of games, but I think they're obviously the team that's going to be left out. But every game in the AL East is going to be tough. It really is.
For sure.
But you want it like that. You want it to be competitive. You don't want it to be easy for any team. You want it to be a challenge, You want to be competitive.
So I remember a few months back you were, I wouldn't say attacking his name, but you were talking down on him. Do you remember who?
Not sure. I don't remember.
Aaron Boone. So is this a championship or bust for Aaron Boone? Is he going to have a job at the end of the season, or if things don't go the Yankees' way, May, June, is he on a leash? Is he on the hot seat?
It all depends, Doug. I really think this is it for him. He's got if he doesn't win a championship this year, I think he's out. I think he's out. Um, I think there's a lot of guys that the Yankees would look. I think they could get a really good coach in a second. I don't think that's the problem. I don't know if it's necessarily the coach or it's just can't finish out the games the way they want in the postseason. And I go back to 2019. They had that great season. They won the division. They played the Astros in the championship series. They swept the Twins in the first round.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just don't know if they know how to close out a series like they used to in the late 90s and 2009. Maybe it's not like that anymore. We all think that they're favorites to win every year,
Yeah, it's
but
that Yankee fan mindset.
right. Maybe we just don't know how to finish off a series. Maybe that's something that it's going to take years to figure out. But that's just baseball in every sport. If you don't finish off in one year, you got to just go into next year and try it again. That's just the way it is. It sucks. You think that they're going to win the World Series, but they don't. It is. And like I think back to your Rays last year when they lost to the Red Sox in the first round.
Yeah, I was devastated.
You were probably crying. That's just baseball.
I was a little teary eye.
But you know what?
I won't hold back on that. I was.
To make you feel better, it wasn't the worst because you know what? Devil season was starting then, and you know what? You were going right into Devil season. And
yeah, look at them, the worst team in the National Hockey League.
That's the thing. But that's every.
But hey,
sport.
I got the Cavs.
You got the Cavs. I think they're gonna win tonight.
I think so too.
But it's going to be a fun baseball season, Doug. I mean, we're already off.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be probably one of the most entertaining baseball seasons we've had in a long time.
I think 100%. And I think the fans are excited. I really do. I mean, especially more than ever because of the lockout. The lockout it just wasn't healthy for the fans or anybody. We just needed to get baseball back immediately. And they did the right thing by coming up with an agreement. And you know what? Fans have a right to be excited, and we got baseball back, which is great.
Well, the thing is, with this year, we have no idea who's going to win, honestly, because you could look at a team like the Detroit Tigers. I think they could go on a run.
You're 100% right.
I said that on my show with Jeffrey Burns that the Tigers can win that division, and they've been playing good baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I agree with you, with Javi Baez, and Cabrera. Austin Meadows, who they just acquired, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a good team. And I was in Detroit last summer.
Oh, with John?
With John. And they have an excellent fan base. They really do. They have an excellent fan base, an excellent city that surrounds the area. It is excellent there. They have a great fan base, and they deserve to win. They really do. It would suck to see them lose, but they have a great, great fan base. They really do. One of the better ones in the league, I think, actually.
What about Seattle?
Seattle's got a good fan base too. Never been there though.
I think they could be a team on the rise. I mean, they had a good year last year, but I don't think they could be one of those, division winners.
Yeah, I mean Seattle. Seattle's the one team. Do they have any stars? Like,
not real. Well, they have J.P. Crawford. They have Julio Rodriguez. I think they have.
I haven't really heard of any of the players on their team.
Seattle Mariners. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, let me check how. I wonder how they're doing. Did they win? They're the one team that I haven't even kept track of, like how they're doing and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really either. They got Adam Frazier, Mitch Haniger, Jesse Winker, Eugenio Suarez, J.P. Crawford, Jared Kelenic from the Mets.
Oh, they're 2-2. All right, that's a good start. But you know what? That division's not going to be easy either because you got Houston.
Yeah, because you're going to have Houston. You're going to have L.A. maybe.
I mean, Oakland's going to be good too, even though they got rid of a lot of players. But they're still going to be good, I think. In Texas, I mean, who knows how they'll do? But you never know. It's still early in the season to figure out. But
yeah, lots of time.
Lots of time. And that's what's great about baseball is you got a long way to go. A long way to go.
Yeah, a long time.
But it's like with basketball, you feel like the season goes so fast, but with baseball, it goes nice and slow, which is good. You see a bunch of different changes.
Wow. You know Gilbert Goldfield? I think he was on he does voiceovers.
He does.
He was on Celebrity Apprentice with Trump. He died.
Yep. When I think of Gilbert Gottfried, I think of when he was in the movie From Child. You ever seen that movie?
I might have.
With William Catt. It was a great movie. He was like the dentist. He was a great actor. He really was. I think he was from Brooklyn too. One of those typical guys from Brooklyn in the day. He was.
I think so.
He missed.
Let's see. He was, Brooklyn, New York.
Yep, Brooklyn. Yeah.
He was in Aladdin, Problem Child, Aristocats. I think he was the voiceover for Aflac.
The commercial?
Yeah, with the duck.
Wow. I wouldn't be. Yeah, I didn't even know that, but that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he was the voice, and then he got fired after Japan tweets.
Oh, yeah.
That's sad.
That is sad, man. He meant a lot to people. He really was.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Stravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We got Brandon Schwartz on. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we will discuss the NBA playoffs. My Cavaliers are playing tonight, so we shall see who goes far. We'll be right back. All right, we are back on the Doug Stravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. So, Brandon, after last year, you would have thought that the Knicks were going to be a team on the rise. They missed the playoffs, and surprisingly, my Cleveland Cavaliers are in the playoffs for the first time without LeBron James in the LeBron James era.
I'm glad for you. I really am glad for you, man, because this team has... this team has really put it all out this year.
Yes.
I mean, they really have. Osman has killed it.
Evan Mobley, Kevin Love had a decent year. Darius Garland stepped up.
Everybody on that team has really chipped in well. They all, especially, against the Knicks. I mean, and I'll use that as an example. They killed them this year. I mean, they went all out. Who was the guy from Alabama? The guy who plays the guy from Alabama on the Cavs. The guy from Alabama. What was his name?
Colin Sexton.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Colin Sexton. Yeah, he's definitely an all. He's up there, and he's going to be. I mean, he's really good.
Well, he had a down year this year. I know he was hurt too, and there's been rumors going on that he could be out the door. So we'll see, but. Our team has been improving year after year.
Yeah, those teams are that team, the Cavs. They got some really good players, and especially Love back. Love is a guy that was forgotten for many years, and then he comes back and actually gives you a good season.
That's a jersey I got. K-Love.
K-Love, baby. K-Love.
K-Love.
Yeah, but he's a good player, Kevin Love, and Markkanen's a good guy too. He went to he went to Arizona. He was a good college player. I think he reminds me of Porzingis a little bit because he's got that height. He could shoot the three ball well, and he just can be a consistent scorer. And he can make it look easy without even sweating. He's that tall. He could shoot the ball well. So I think he's actually, he's up there in top players. He's really good.
Yeah, in the draft he went number 10 I think to Chicago.
Yeah, that's a really good. And that was
maybe number 5.
And that was a good pick. Yeah.
Yeah, so think about it. When LeBron left the first time, team was awful. I think they went on like a 25 game losing streak. They were like 20-60. They drafted Kyrie. They drafted Tristan. And then LeBron came back. They got Kevin Love. They won a championship. Then LeBron left again. And then they drafted Sexton. They drafted Garland. They made trades for Jarrett Allen, Lauri Markkanen. And then they bring in Evan Mobley, who should win the Rookie of the Year. So, honestly, I think we're going to win tonight. But if we do lose tonight, it's not the end of the world because we're going to play the winner of the Hawks and Hornets. And I think I'd rather have that than play the Nets first. So I think either way, I think we'll be in a playoff spot, whether it's 8 or 7. Probably 8 if we lose tonight. If we win, it would be 7. So we would either have to play, I think, Milwaukee or Boston. I don't know. I know the Toronto Raptors are playing the Sixers.
Right.
But the team I am scared of, if it got to that point in the conference final, because I think that's how it would work with the bracket, is the Toronto Raptors. I think the Raptors are a team that has gotten hot, and I think the Raptors are a team that can go on a run and win another NBA championship, whether it's against the Memphis Grizzlies or the Golden State Warriors. I think the Raptors are going to be one of those teams you have to be scared of to play.
Yeah, and if you're the Raptors, you are you got a great team. I mean, you ended the season really well. 48-34 is a great record. With a 5th seed. So let's just say Cleveland and Atlanta get the 8th and 9th. Cleveland gets the 8th, Atlanta gets the 9th. Toronto would play Philly. Is that how it's going to work? Philly gets Toronto, right?
Yeah, Toronto's playing Philly.
Right, and then Cleveland gets 7, Atlanta gets 8. Yeah, Cleveland would probably play Boston. Right, if Cleveland gets 7,
I'm gonna pull it up just.
I think see 2. Boston's 2, so Cleveland would play Boston if they got the 7th, and then Atlanta if they I think it's going to be Cleveland and Atlanta that get the 7th and 8th seed. Atlanta is going to probably play Miami in the first round, which is that's going to be an interesting matchup because they got a lot of good point guards in that game who could shoot the ball well. But I hope Philly wins everything because they got a really good team.
Yeah.
And especially a lot of the people from New Jersey, like from our area, you want to see Philly win because it's kind of like a local team, and
Brooklyn,
Philly,
Yeah, you want the local teams to win, but sometimes it's like I don't want to see the Sixers.
Well, if you're a Knicks fan, you don't want to see the Nets win. You really don't. Unless you really support Kyrie, Kevin Durant, I mean, I like them, but you just don't want to always see them win.
Yeah. So it looks like we would play the Heat because they have the 1 seed if we win. I guess this is just automated. I don't know.
Is this like?
This is based on 7-8. So the Nets would play the Celtics. Celtics have the 2 seed.
Right, Celtics have 2.
So, all right, so let's do a little bracket just to see. Suns and Clippers. Who do you have winning that series?
Got the Suns easily.
Right.
Actually, I don't think it's going to be an easy series, but I think the Suns win it.
No, I know, but we got to do that just to advance it. Mavericks or Jazz?
Go with the Jazz.
I'm sure the Mavericks. If people are watching, we don't think it's going to be a sweep, but this is the easiest way to do the bracket. Warriors or Nuggets?
Warriors.
Are we surprised the Warriors are back in the playoffs?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, that was a quick rebuild.
Yeah, it really was.
Grizzlies or Timberwolves?
I'll go with the Grizzlies on that.
Yeah, Jay Morant.
Yeah, that's a good team. I think they're going to go far.
Cavaliers or Heat?
Got to go with the Cavs, actually.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see the Heat going far. I think they ended the season on a slump.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Cavs are going to win that series.
I'm going with the Raptors. Bucks and Bulls.
Go with the Bulls on this one.
Yeah, I don't see them repeating.
Nah, I don't
Nets
think so.
Celtics. I think the Nets could.
I'm gonna go Celtics on this one.
Celtics. All right. Oh, you see, Chris Paul broke like every team's franchise win record.
Yeah. No, I didn't see that.
No, like like when he was on the Rockets, they won their
Oh
most
yeah,
wins.
yeah.
All right, we got Suns and Jazz.
Is this the second round?
Yeah.
Suns.
Are we surprised?
Yeah.
Grizzlies Warriors.
Warriors.
I hope not. I hate the Warriors. Cavaliers and Raptors.
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs, baby. Bulls Celtics.
Go with the Bulls.
All right. Warriors Suns.
Got to go with the Suns.
Imagine it's a Cavs Warriors final.
Like a, yep, that would actually be a good thing.
Cavs Bulls.
Cavs.
Go Cavs, baby. All without LeBron. I love it. Cavs Suns.
What is this? The
The
finals?
finals.
Cavs.
Cavs, baby.
We'll just pick the Cavs to win it all.
Yeah, watch. Well, imagine we're correct.
Well, we might be.
You never know.
You already got the you got like part of the Super Bowl prediction right. So
Yeah, because I did the Bengals and I did
you did
the Niners.
The Niners, and you got half of it right.
Yeah, I got half of it right.
So let's try and get the Cavaliers right.
Imagine this happens now.
Yeah, it might. It might happen.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, with the NBA now, look at the Hawks. Last year they went so far. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals. It could happen this year. You never know.
All right, so that's going to be our bracket. If anyone wants to bet, go at Cleveland over the Suns. Final four, you got the Warriors, you got the Suns, Cavs, and the Bulls. I like it.
I think this is a solid bracket. I really do.
I like it. So let's stay local. What do your Knicks have to do next year? I mean, this year's off season, next year's season, to go on a run, whether it's just a playoff race, second round conference final. What does this Knicks organization have to do to get back to where they belong?
Well, Doug, what they're gonna have to do is, you're gonna have to trade a couple of guys you're gonna have to try and get some kind of superstar. I think. I think we should keep a lot of these players on the team. They're gonna probably end up trading a couple of players. I think they're gonna trade Toppin for like a superstar. I think they're gonna try and get. Even though Toppin had that magnificent game the other night, I think they're gonna still trade. They're going to trade. They want to trade for Mitchell. I really think Mitchell would be the guy for the Knicks to have. He's from New York. I think, and his dad works for the Mets. I think it would make perfect
Donovan?
sense.
Yeah, I think he's a Knick.
I think he should. I think he is the guy the Knicks really want. But if that's the case, we're going to have to give up Toppin.
A lot of draft picks.
A lot of draft picks. But you know what? When was the last time the Knicks had a real good superstar? Carmelo, and
that's about it.
It feels like a long time ago, and
yeah,
I think we're ready for a new time where we have a superstar in New York. Give it a shot. Let's see if he's got to commit to it, but I think we need to get somebody like him. I really do.
And it seems like he wants to be in New York.
Yeah, from reports from many sources around the league, it seems like he wants to be in New York, which is good. He says New York. Does he specify whether it's the Nets or the Knicks? Well, I don't think he. I think he would pick the. I mean, the Nets. What? He's not going to go to the Nets because the Nets have so many points. They have.
Yeah, where is he going to play?
He's
going to
play.
Kyrie. You got Seth. You got KD. You got.
Yeah, give the Knicks a little boost here. We need a little piece of the puzzle here. We need a little point guard action. But I think Mitchell is the way to go. You got Quickly, who's shown you he could be a really good point guard. I mean. You got RJ, who's had an excellent season. You've had RJ, but I think Mitchell Robinson, he is an unrestricted. I think he has the option of being a free agent this offseason. I think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to come back to the Knicks. He is very injury prone. I don't know how much they want him really with the team anymore. But there's a lot of, options for the Knicks this offseason. And if you were watching the last game, did you watch the last game of the season?
I saw highlights of it.
Well, Leon Rose was on, and he actually was very confident in what he's going to do for next year. I think he clearly said he's keeping Tom Thibodeau. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is the reason that the Knicks weren't good this year.
Nah, I wouldn't even say that.
Tom is one of the better coaches in the league for sure. Not even close. He is one of the best coaches out there. So I think the Knicks are just...
Yeah, look what he did in his first year. Look what he did with Chicago.
Yeah, it's not Tom. It had nothing to do with Tom Thibodeau. It's just the Knicks were developing players. They, see, last year was a weird season because they were able to, there was no fans for most of the season until like the second half of this, like March and April. But this was, they're getting adjusted, I think, to the new, game. They had fans the whole season. Maybe they were a little nervous with the fans in the building. So maybe next year they're going to be used to it and they'll be ready to come back and maybe make a playoff push. So I think the Knicks have a lot to look forward to for next year, especially if they get Donovan. Donovan is the guy they got to go after this offseason. And maybe some other guys,
maybe they bring in Russell or LeBron. Who knows?
Yeah, listen, LeBron, that'd be the jackpot. But
I think LeBron's done. I don't think he's going to retire, but I don't think he's going to be the same.
Well, there's rumors that did you hear the rumors that he might go back to Cleveland?
Yeah, I heard that like 2 years ago.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that would make sense actually because
I think he'd come back.
He should just sign a 1-year deal, come back, try and win a championship. If you don't win it, you retire.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do at least 2 years. He may do 1 more year in L.A., depending on what they do this offseason. But I think he's going to stay in Cleveland, come back for 2 years or until Bronny goes pro. See where Bronny ends up, and then that's where LeBron's going to go, and he's going to retire.
Exactly. But that's what happens. Players get older; they're not the same anymore. But LeBron he is some player. I agree. He was so lucky to have him with the Cavaliers. I mean, he had a great run with the Cavs. With the Heat and the Lakers. He's some player. And if you're an NBA fan, you just love LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, as a Cavs fan, I really don't care about LeBron anymore. I really don't. Like, we got Garland, Mobley.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new era now. It's a new era now.
He's 37 years old. We won a championship with him. No matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Cleveland fan base is terrific, and they're very supportive throughout the way, which is good. So,
yeah. Again, this is the Doug Strava Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll have our final thoughts segment once we come back. Right after this quick commercial break, the Doug Strava Show is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We'll be right back. All right, we are back on the Doug Strava Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. All right, Brandon, final thoughts. New York Giants, we are going to be the worst team in the National Football League come 2022-2023.
See what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, you got to see how the draft goes. Maybe we'll get a couple of players that, could really turn this team around. I mean, highly doubt it, but you never know. Will Daniel Jones be our future quarterback for the next 5-10 years? Who knows?
What about for the next 2 games?
For the next 2 years. Let's try and get to the playoffs maybe in the next year or two. I mean, wouldn't that be a great thing? I mean, this town is starving. Both New York football teams are starving for playoff appearances. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, we got to get back to the playoffs. I mean, as you know, it's funny. I'm passing. You know, I'm driving in the Meadowlands the other day. I'm heading to the Yankee game, and John told me a term that I never heard of before. MetLife is the factory of sadness. You ever hear that?
No, but it's true.
Factory of sadness. I mean, he's right. I mean, it is the factory of sadness. We really need to turn these two football teams around and be winning. I mean, we got to win. You know, it's not healthy for New York fans to see this, and they need to start seeing two winning football teams. I mean, you got the Bills, who are outstanding, but New York metropolitan area teams need to really turn it around. They really do.
Let's be real, though. We're New Jersey teams.
Yeah, and they'll remember the debate that was going on years ago that they need to turn the teams into called the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants.
Yeah.
And do you think they should have changed the names to New Jersey and New Jersey?
I mean, they're playing there, but we are known as the New York Giants. But it's just weird.
It is. I never seen. There's no other team in professional sports that's like that, though. That where they call a team that's playing in a different state another state's name, like you know.
Yeah.
Is that like the only team? This is the only two teams that does that.
Just about. It's not the New York Bills. It's the Buffalo Bills.
It's the Buffalo Bills. You know. But I think this year is going to be very important for the Giants and the Jets to really be. Try to win 7 games. Try to win. If they can win 7 games each, that's an improvement from last year for sure.
Yeah, it's been enough. It's been a long time.
Oh, really, Doug? It's enough already. We got to win. We got to start getting to the playoffs consistently.
10 years since we won a championship.
10 years. Oh God. I feel like it feels like it was 100 years ago.
It does actually.
I mean, 10 years ago, what was that?
2012 Super Bowl 46.
Oh my God, I was a freshman in high school. Oh my God.
I was a senior in high school.
Wow, man, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But why? Like, were they that bad that they couldn't turn this team around in the next 10 years? I mean, they just tried different options, and I guess it just didn't work for them. They tried. But Eli was getting older.
We had the playoff appearance in 2015 where we lost.
Right.
But in between that, from 13, 14, 16, 17, we were what? Like we would be like 7-9, 6-10, 6-10,
yeah,
5-11. It was the same nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? Even though if the Giants or Jets are still, even if they're not good, they do have some of the best fans in the world, in the country.
Yeah, we are the best fans in the world.
We are.
We don't want to be watching losers every year.
And same with the Knicks. You don't want the Knicks have the best fans in the country, and you don't want them to lose too. So a lot of these New York teams got to start winning, which is good. Oh,
it is beautiful though. Look at this weather, Brandon. It's baseball season.
Baseball season. Memorial Day is almost a month away, which is awesome. Summer's almost here.
Yeah, we'll be at DJ's with Andrew, having a good time Memorial Day weekend.
That's gonna be fun.
But you know what sucks though about this time of year?
What?
Allergies is on its way.
Allergies is on its way. But before you know it, back to the beach, baseball in July, and life is good, man. Life is good as it always is.
Yep. Can't wait. Going to AC, wearing your jacket in the club. I still watch that video.
What video?
Remember when you called H2O and you're like, all right, am I allowed to wear a hat?
Wait, you have that?
Yeah, on Snapchat.
You gotta send that to me because I don't have it anymore.
All right, yeah, I'll send it to you. That was fun. I remember that was a good night.
It was a good night.
Before we end the show, how awkward was it though when we first walked into the club? No one was there. It was just us.
It's weird. When I went to see TJ Paulie D with Andrew and Dean, Dean, your cousin, we actually there was a packed house when we walked in, which was great.
Yeah. Well, when we went to H2O, it was Christina's birthday.
Yeah, I felt kind of left out because we didn't know them.
Yeah, we didn't know who Christina was. Everyone had birthday signs. They all had their own section, and there we are.
Yeah, but I told Madison, if the Nets make the finals or if the Cavs make the finals, we're going to AC and we're gonna watch the game there.
Hell yeah, that's a night.
That's the way to go.
Have some Malibu Bay breezes. Play at
There
the
you go.
casino.
There
All
you
the
go,
waitresses coming to me with the Malibus nonstop. Let's just hope I remember it.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Brandon, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the Doug
Always a
Struggle
pleasure.
Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. Appreciate you, Brandon.
All right, man.
All right, take care, buddy. That was Brandon Schwartz on the Doug Saravo Show. As always, thank you for supporting the Doug Saravo Show, Saravo Broadcasting, and all those involved with Saravo Broadcasting. This is the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. I'm Doug Saravo. I just got to read this first. Thank you for supporting the Doug Saravo Show, Saravo Broadcasting, and all those involved with Saravo Broadcasting. We appreciate you guys. So what is this, Mikey?
Can you see it? Put it up to
Lift it up by the camera.
Can everybody see it?
Wait, move it back. Oh, number 38, Lepore. That's you.
I was in the locker room with that in the room with 3 Hall of Famers.
No, that's customized. That's all.
Oh, I know. And listen. All right, I'm gonna give people. No, that's for the pen.
Oh yeah, that's for the pen.
No, they gotta be more for the Razor.
16-1.
16-1. That's not bad.
Mike, what do you think about your Chargers this past season?
They stay. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, Mike.
So what do you think of the city today?
It's nice, but a little nicer than the other ones. No, I like that fact that it only cost me 16, 12 hours. 12 bucks.
This is great. Now you're going to make us some food.
No.
Yeah, there's stuff in your fridge. Should have brought the pie. Next time I'll go. I'll get it. Yeah, this is a great show. But yeah, you do have some leftovers in your fridge. I think it's time for dinner for you and I. Some in the fridge. Should we get the camera? All right, Mike. Any final thoughts for the audience? Myself.
It's been very entertaining. Hopefully, my picks come through and people can make a little money, stuff like that. Have a one. Enjoy your football season. And go both up, everybody.
There he is, everyone. That was Michael Lepore, otherwise known as the Bolt. No more Stutz. The Bolt. That's his name. What a show, Mike. Thank you for coming on.
Don't listen to these picks. You lose all your money. Trust me. Jaguars. If they win the division, I'll stop watching football.
I just want to try on this jersey you got me. You know, what can I say? I'm a Giant fan, but...
Bolt up? Bolt up?
Hold up. Man of many nicknames. We got... Alright, you don't want to be called Stutz. What about produce? I know produce. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. I love you, Mikey.
There you go. He's officially a Charger fan.
No.
If the Chargers win, I get lifetime pizza in his pizzeria. The Chargers won, so I love his pie. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to everyone.